Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast. Have all your questions ready and prepare yourself to truly engage with Mike and discuss ideas on all things related to commercial appliances. Without further delay, here is your host.
Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Like the lady said, I am Mike Reed. I'm your host for this program. You're gonna have to bear with me. I had a allergic reaction. I'm allergic to fish. Let's see what we got here. All right, we'll go with that. A little less. I'd like to welcome everybody for being here. See what I got. See what I got here. See if I can sync up some of these photos. We're going to talk about, I guess we'll talk about the tariffs and prices that are increasing. Stocks to buy. Let's see what is on sale. While I do this, let's see what's on sale. All right. Welcome everybody to the show. All of you guys that are watching in. I know it's going to be extremely low viewership this evening. That is to be expected. While I do this, let me see here. Let me pull up the stocks. So I was tied up on freaking walk-ins all Sunday and today. This is the number one reason why I say I steer clear of walk-ins. I steer clear. It is not in my best interest. And actually, I got my ass handed to me by this Heatcraft unit. Ending in today. I absolutely. All right, where is this damn thing at? Absolutely got my ass handed to me. All right, let's see what the screen looks like. Let's see. Damn, Shake Shack is up. What the hell's that all about? All right, let me look and see what you guys are looking at. So bear with me 1 second. I just made it. I'm looking at. All right. See me and my hair. All right. All right, so I'll back up a little bit. Yeah, my eyes are a little messed up. I was checking out a prep table, and the two young ladies were cutting up fish. And when you know it, that's what I'm allergic to. I didn't think twice about it. I was working, moving the prep table around. I didn't wash my hands. I didn't wear gloves. That's not going to help. I didn't wash my hands and I didn't wear gloves. And I touched my eyes on the way home. Oh, man. I thought I had knocked over a bottle of cleaner or something. And it took me a minute to realize what it was. I pulled over. I checked the truck, make sure I didn't have any bottles turned over. Sometimes I've had that happen before. I've had some acid spill in the truck and in the Sprinter van. Got some acid spill around and it just tore my eyes up. But it comes with a smell. And this time there was no freaking smell and I couldn't figure it out. Why the hell are my eyes killing me like this? All right. So here we are. See if I can make this bigger. See what we can get going on for you guys. All right. Let us see what is happening. All right, that's not working. So for some reason, Shake Shack is up. Oh, my stuff is not working. There we go. So Shake Shack is. Look, let me maximize this. Oh, technical difficulties. Shake Shack is up, not by much, but it's up. Ranker is up. Well, Brinker, I'm sorry. Brinker International, that is up. It's up by quite a bit. So we got a few. Like I said, this is time for us to. This is time to buy in. Quite a few people mention this as well on the financial channels that this is the time. If you missed out during the last few dips, major dips in the stock market, this is the time. It is not showing me. All right. Let me see if this is what's. Let me see what the holdup is. Sorry about this. Nope, that ain't it. All right, so I'm going to go through. TTI is down, of course. Of course, Milwaukee's going to be down. Wendy's is only down by not even a point. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Berkshire Hathaway is only down not even 1%. On the list of billionaires that are trading, that are holding shares, Berkshire Hathaway is the one that came out on top. Partners Holding Group. Let's see here. Starbucks is down. Starbucks is down his own 2.5 points. That's to be expected. But Texas Roadhouse is down 3 points, which I'm not expect. That's actually taking me off by surprise. I'm gonna quit this and start it back up. Let's see if this helps. Share the screen and hopefully this will work. Business news. All right. Sorry about that. Yes. All right. We're in business. We are in business. Good. Okay. So Denny's is down only slightly. That is unusual. Oh, wow. My Gen Korean is up for whatever reason. I have no idea. PayPal. I use PayPal as my credit card processor. I've actually used PayPal for almost 20 years. I was actually using it back when Elon Musk used to own PayPal. They do factoring and everything else for me. I will not be able to use PayPal once I go beyond one technician. I will be able to use PayPal. It's not set up for that. It's set up more like for cafes and things like that. All right, so let me see what else we got. Hoshizaki. I don't know why Hoshizaki is doing good. BT Brands is actually up today. So some of these you're going to start to see a bounce. And the name of the game is to buy low, sell high. So this is the time. And if ever you're talking about buying stocks, if ever you're talking about getting in and investing, this is the time. These are all brands that we deal with. Well, if you're on the commercial side, we're dealing with on a daily basis. So you know what things look like when the customers are coming in the store. All right, Potbellies is up. This is a sandwich shop based out of Chicago. I believe they've gone nationwide. Chime in if you guys know offhand if they have gone nationwide. But I know they are in several other markets besides Houston and Chicago. You got Blooming Brand. Okay, there we go. Johnson Controls. That's what we use in the business every day. So yeah, Johnson Controls might take a slight hit because they do heavily use Mexico. But look at this, they have a dividend. So this is one to buy and hold because they do have a dividend and they have a bounce. They are up almost a point. So it looks like people have already factored in what the exposure to tariffs is going to look like. And this is, it's chalking it up. When they realize that people have to have these components, people have to have this. Without this, you don't have a thermostat for your AC. Without this, you don't have thermostats for your deep fryers. So it's already baked in to say, hey, man, people have to have this. And you can actually see the trade volume right there picking up today. Kava. Whoa, Kava went up big time. Oh, whatever dip Kava had, that was your one opportunity. That was your one. Well, it's still a little low. But as you can see here, it's on an upward trajectory. Let's see what it looks like for 3 months. So this is the time to buy for Kava. If you wanted to get in on this growth stock, they have high hopes. The investors have high hopes on it. See, it's down 39%. So they have high hopes on this thing returning back to $150 stock. So right now it is $79 stock. Yo, JT, what is the word, brother? What is the word? Soundhound. Now, Soundhound is taking a beating lately. There is a lot of talk about them allegedly cooking the books somewhat. And that news is when you see the dip. So that's what that's about. So if NVIDIA turns their back on Soundhound, expect that this thing is going to be a penny stock. So this is a speculative play with Soundhound. They're not losing any of their clients. Everybody's still going forward with them. There's a video here where Jim Cramer from Mad Money told a woman to sell. Of course, there's Hoshizaki. Hoshizaki is up 7. And this is Rich Tech Robotics. So let's see what it looks like for the week. So what are we down? Just down 3 points for the week, but it's still up for the month. So we are trending near the lows for the last, let me see here, for the last month on Rich Tech. What is it at? Oh yeah, it's $1 stock. So once again, this is another one, speculative play. This is with the price being what it is, you could buy. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just what some guys do. You could buy and sell this all freaking day. So you could buy at $2, and when it gets up to $2.50 or $2.50, you sell. $2.40 is the high. So let's see what a year ago it was. So yeah, the aim of this stock is to go back up and actually surpass the $4 a share. But you can actually buy and sell that damn trade all day. All day. So the aim is to buy this back at $1.75. Yeah, so $1.70 is the low that you're looking at on this sucker. And we can talk about some of these later. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Even Coke took a 1% hit. General Mills took a 1%. What that's all about, I have no idea. I think you get a dividend on General Mills. Let me see here. I think you get a dividend. Chime in if you guys know. So I don't see anything here saying this. My buddy Anthony, he knows all that, if it's a dividend stock or not. Because I'm just using just regular layman Robin Hood type stuff. But I'm pretty sure General Mills. Let's look. Pretty sure this. Yo, Slipknot, what's the word? Growth of risk on General Mills. And I don't see this as risk at all. So General Mills, that's your Cheerios, Pillsbury, Betty Crocker, Haagen-Dazs, and many more. So I work on the freezer cases that are Haagen-Dazs exclusive. That is my thing on this. Um, and in General Mills, a lot of my clients use General Mills ingredients. A lot of their products. And I don't see. What are they? Okay, so General Mills is getting into the pet food thing. We all know about women and pets. There's going to be a whole lot more of them buying pets. Thanks to a famous quote. You got a lot of people buying that. Let's see here. Kabiru, what's up? All right, so that is the deal with this. And like I said, the ones we're looking at to tick up higher would be your Berkshire Hathaway to come back, Wendy's to come back up. Sweet Greens, I don't see Sweet Greens coming back up to $22. Well, look at this, go from 20 to 22, but I don't see it coming up to $22 anytime soon. Let's see what it look like. Yeah, I don't see it. We need to see some massive expansion with Sweet Greens. I think their items are a little high price, but look at this. They've got, and I actually have not been to a Sweet Greens. We have a lot of play in that arena. You have your what we have a brand here called Salada. You have Salad and Go. You got a lot of different brands that are salad going. And then Kava is kind of in this because it is it's the same type of thing. Although Kava is a Mediterranean deal. Woo! Okay, so Kabiru is in North Carolina, ready for the champion training. Nice. Hey, but you live close to there, right? North Carolina is the one to go to. So that should be a nice one. I actually had to call Jackson today. Let me get on to the other one. We cancel this. Remove that. I actually had to call Jackson, and they're actually going to honor. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. Going from Maryland to South Carolina. It is what it is. I have to drive to Dallas. Let's see what this. No, I want to remove that. Let's add one. Let me see here. And I'll probably get into this talk about Sam Okus, and he's done. No. Coach Greg Adams is on. Oh, Learn to Trade. He just put a video out a couple minutes ago. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you check him out. All right, let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, bear with me on this. I was looking at some videos from Middleby. And so there are some training videos. I forgot to mention the Synesso videos. So I'll show those to you guys in. Hold on. Dividend stock for General Mills. All right, let's see. Yes, so General Mills is a dividend stock. 4% dividend beats the bank, beats the saving rates. General Mills. So General Mills is one of those blue chips that you buy. It's a nice buying opportunity. Yeah. Let me see what it is here today. Yeah, so it's a good buying opportunity. All right, what was I saying now? Hold on 1 second. Bear with me. Oh, this is what I was going to do. I was going to look up from North Carolina to Washington, D.C. Oh, good Lord. 4 hours and 39 minutes. Okay. That's a little bit of a ride, but hey, Kabiro, did you call Champion and ask them if there were going to be any other training closer to you? Was this going to be the closest one to you? So that's damn. Once you get done, man, you ain't getting home till late. You are not getting home till late, brother. Unless it was South Carolina. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, North Carolina. Woo! Yeah, that is a ways. That is a ways, brother. All right, we got a decent number of people coming through
good
there.
of you to join us.
I want to thank everybody who is contributed to the channel.
This is it. I'm telling you, this is it.
Oh, wow. They're booked up. I was not expecting that. Before I started doing this, these classes were kind of hit or miss. It all depended on what company sent their technicians. And they usually would send their green guys. They wouldn't send any veterans there because the veterans would fuck off, smoke cigarettes most of the class, and be on the phone, smoke cigarettes, and basically disappear throughout the whole freaking day and sleep in the class. So that's interesting that you're telling me that the classes were booked up. So that's pretty nice too. That's pretty nice to hear. We'll play some of this. So this is some of the stuff from Synesso, which is part of Middleby. Middleby bought up a lot of beverage manufacturers.
We're going to look at a steam valve rebuild and why you would rebuild a steam valve. There's 3 reasons to rebuild a steam valve. One would be if water or steam is dripping from the tip of the steam wand. The second would be if water or steam was coming from around the ball here at the top of the steam wand retaining nut. And the third would be if water or steam was coming from behind the handle where the handle presses the stem into the valve. Working on a steam valve should only be done with the machine unplugged, the steam gauge with no pressure at 0.
All right, so I'm going to pause it right here. All your training videos that you need to work on a Synesso single, double, or 3-group machine is on their website. It's all on their website. The reason why I show you guys this is, and you can get these parts from, Middleby has their own website for parts, and you can get their stuff from there. They have all the tech bulletins and everything. Hold on, let me see here. Let me show you the cost of these units. So with this, you can get into these god-awful coffee shops, cafes, MVP for sale. And man, I've just been swamped lately. So, oh shoot. So this is the unit that the guy had that he's showing you the training for. Well, the one he's got behind him is a 3-group. This is a 2-group. It's $25,000. And all the training information is there. They have tech support to back you up. So here's a 2-group. Here's another 2-group for 21,000. All the information you need is on their site. Oh, here's a 3-group. Here's a 3-group for 24. So these are not inexpensive units. Are you going to be able to work on these at the location? The answer is going to be no. You're going to need to pick these units up. Show in the chat. 1 for yes, play the Synesso video on training. 2 for no, move on to something else. Let's see what we got in the chat. So while we're waiting on that, and Synesso is a fairly popular brand. What's going on with Synesso is because it's owned by Middleby, it gets included when customers are looking for pricing. Let me go back to Synesso. When these distributors are quoting out prices, they throw out stuff like that. All right, we only got 2. So we need a couple more people. All right, got another one for, nope, we only got 2 people. So we're gonna need some more. They do have, 1 or 2 units for the home. I think it's just a 1. And you primarily are going to see this, if you're taking care of a hospital, a university, cafe, that kind of stuff. You see the 2 grinders, one for regular caffeinated beans, the other for decaffeinated. And then you have the very, this is a 3-group machine that you're looking at behind you. And then you would actually have to disconnect everything down there and take that sucker out, because there's no room for you to break these down at the location, on site, and then test it, especially with all the people running around. So that's Middleby, like I showed you before. So that's Middleby. So Middleby puts all this stuff together. There's their robots. There's their residential, their commercial. So Annette's, they actually do have a griddle. So they have griddles, they have deep fryers, pasta cookers. AP Wyatt, that is going to be your smaller stuff that you're going to see in a cafe setting. Baker's Pride, they do have a couple of smaller units. Let's see here. Beach ovens. I don't know if you guys saw the video where I put together the duck oven. BKI, there's the combi oven that you guys saw me, a couple of videos I did on the combi. So there's BKI, they actually do deep fryers and stuff like that, and they outsource their combi stuff. But they have here enough to put the Cook Tech, that's your induction. So they have enough to put together where you can get everything you need for a small cafe, everything you need for a university kitchen, all here. Here's CTX, that's your pizza ovens, toasters. So here you go. All through the Middleby Marshall. Yeah, and if you're doing cookies and that kind of stuff, this is your brand. They have all the units that you don't need a hood for. So here's your countertop, which is going to be your Middleby Marshall. So you could do your open face sandwiches. You could do you heat up croissants and things like that, the old school way without nuking them. And then they'll show you some other stuff you can do with them. And you can also warm up cookies in these as well. So you can warm up cookies. You're supposed to be able to bake cookies in these. There's only one young lady that I'm aware of, and she started her little cookie empire using conveyor ovens. She no longer uses that, but that's initially what she started her cookie business with. It's not insomnia cookies or any of that other stuff, but it's another small. I think she has about five or six shops now. But as you see, they throw wings through there and all kind of stuff. But yeah, you have everything, and they actually own. There's Ice Pro with your ice machines, so they can sell you everything you need for. There's Magic Kitchen, there's your griddles and stuff like that. That's your Five Guys. Every Five Guys uses Magic Kitchen. How many people in here are, well, yeah, I see you guys are on the East Coast. So here's your Magic Kitchen. So that is the griddle for Five Guys. There's, oh, now they're offering tech support. How nice. Hold on one second. I had a, see here. Let's go with some pictures. I'll show you these pictures real quick. While we come up with, all right, let me remove that. Oh, sorry about that. And let's add these photos. I'm not go over some of these pictures real quick. Like I said, this is going to be a quick one today because everybody's watching basketball. All right, let's see if I can make this thing big. Nope. All right, so you can see the same pictures I've got on the screen. View. Oh, well. So let me go over a couple of things that I was dealing with today. So this is Volrath. Volrath does serve well. That's under their brand. Here's your beloved Scotsman. You guys say you don't see Scotsman in the field. And that's because one of a billion-dollar corporation that is servicing the markets nationwide, they distribute, they service, and they do maintenance contracts on these Scotsman units. So this is Scotsman Prodigy. This is a Dukers that I had a call on. So this one's got the P2 error. So I got to call them on that. I still haven't gotten the phone yet. I haven't had time. Those damn walk-ins mess me up. Those damn walk-ins, man. So here we go. It's a R290. Them and their compressors, but they don't have a compressor issue. Judging by this, hold on. I'm just now looking at these pictures. It looks like somebody's been working on this unit. Looks like somebody's been working on this damn thing. That's probably why the cover is off. I was wondering about that. So they have it's temping, but they're having problem with ice. So it's the probe for P2 is not working. It's not sensing to the controller. I believe that's what is that, a Dixel controller? Yes, a Dixel controller. And it's not defrosting properly. And the ice is hitting the fan, and the girls are saying it's making noise. So it's a Duker. So when you do these calls, you got to make sure you take a lot of pictures. It's another one. This is one for Costco. I went out. You look at the time. So all this was today, right? I made it home just in time. Just in time for you guys. I got a Navian with the circle of death. It's a dishwasher. It's so much stuff I got. This dishwasher is leaking water from from the seal to the for the wash pump. I've seen it quite a few times before. I checked the chemicals. None of the chemicals are leaking. This is actually water coming from that's what I'm trying to show in this picture. It's actually coming from the head of the motor. This is due to the cheap ass soap that they use. And I don't know why none of the other freaking Navian pictures are showing. So I have to address this and let this customer know before that damn thing starts screaming, because it will eventually start screaming. What I did, yeah, this was Sunday. What I did Sunday, I had to work on, while I was working on the walk-in, I'll start from the beginning. I had a couple other things to look at this location. So this was a true glass mug chiller. Right next to it, they had the Micromatic. I've done a number of videos from this location. This is the one where the beer fills the glass from the bottom on up. So you can see here, the evaporator fan motor is barely turning. And this is after I freed up the motor. So the motor was completely seized up. And only do the customers say anything, only when it's an absolute freaking disaster. So I just so happen to carry these fan motors on the truck, because that's what I do. And so I also take these pictures and these videos so that I can show the management. They'll often ask, what is the issue? Why, what am I doing? That kind of thing. How can you tell? They will often ask these kind of things. How can you tell there was a problem? Yeah, I could check it and check it for amps and all that other kind of stuff, amp draw and all that kind of stuff. Or you could just look at the damn thing. You could try and spin it. You try to spin the damn thing and see that it's all seized up. So here's the old one on the right, and the one of the new ones I got on the left. So you just match it up. It was a 95% match. The original one was a 6 watt. The new one is a 9 watt. It's a Packard. Now, the one thing I didn't like was that the Packard was a little, it stuck out a little further than I would have liked. So in the last minute, I switched over. I had another unit. This is a clockwise unit. You can see it a lot better here. So it's a clockwise motor, 115 volts, and the original is a 9 watt. The original was a 6. So this was close enough. And I actually had another one that the specs match exactly. I have bought it for a Continental. And that job had went, they ended up getting rid of that unit. So this is also the same true glass tender. True glass tender. This is also the same true unit. And as you can see here, they haven't done any maintenance before. I try not to touch this stuff until the customer asks me to look at it. But what I did recommend to the customer, and something I always tell you guys, let them know, be proactive. I said, hey, I'm changing the motor for the evaporator on the inside. The heat buildup is damaging the bearings on the compressor condenser fan motor. That is going to be your next problem on this. And so he opted not to get it replaced, but he's fully aware that it's a ticking time bomb, and that that fan motor is going to go down next. Because it's, if you don't tell them, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, you're always working on this unit. I knew I should have got a new one." And I explained to the customer, you don't get rid of the fridge because, you know, it's just like buying a car. You're not gonna get rid of the car because you got to get new tires. You're not gonna get rid of the car because you got to get your brakes done. This is a normal thing. So they haven't done any maintenance, and so with that heat buildup, it dries out the bearings in that condenser fan motor, and also it drives up the electricity cost. But other than that, it was working just fine. It's just that it's going to be a time bomb, so I had to clean it off a little bit. I was working on this sucker, so here I am after I put in the replacement motor. This one doesn't put the fan blades too far out. I was a little concerned that it might hit the cover and make a scratching sound, so I just switched it out with what I had. All right, this is another I do CMA every freaking day, every day. This is for the walk-in issues I was having. Heatcraft unit, an older Heatcraft, and here's the Jackson that I had. That was it was a startup that ended up becoming a warranty claim, and Jackson said that they were going to look over the video, and they're thinking that they're probably going to cover the service call. So this is a lot of what I do. This is where the Jackson was. This is the bar. I'm standing in front of the glass washer now. I do brand new facilities. So 3 days prior, there were 40 people working around there. Guys putting doors on. Women cleaning the tile outside, and guys putting the grout down. What's the name was it? Ferguson was there delivering residential ice machines and washers and dryers. They delivered 2 washers, 2 dryers. This entire kitchen, besides the dishwasher is CMA. But everything else is glass tender. I gave you guys glass tenders information. I was actually going to explain to the caretaker how to take care of the beer faucets. If you were to buy some of these, they're about $30 to $40 a piece, especially the aftermarkets are about $30 to $40 a piece. In due time, you would end up having to replace them. They don't seal properly, and then you have beer leaking out. Now, I didn't care for the way, so there's the glass tender symbol. I didn't care for the way that they had installed the bar back. And like I said, it's all stuff that is going to bite me in the ass years down the line. So this is a little quick tour on the far right side of the bar. So it's all glass tender. So when you see me working on faucets and things like that, that's because I take care of everything that you see. Everything that you see at the bar, I service all of that. So when they call me out to go to the bar, here I am back there. And you can see some of the people that this was just a finishing crew. They had ladies that were there putting up decorations, and other ladies over there cleaning and whatnot. So there's your CO2 canister. And this is all part of the distribution system that delivers the cold air into the beer tower. And none of that was done. So I don't know who's supposed to be doing that. No insulation, no covering for that. The drain is blocked. It is just a cluster. It's a cluster. I did not install any of this. I did not set up any. The dealer didn't. They farmed all of this out to the contractor. I mean, the contractor said he was going to do all of this, which is why I ended up having to work on the dishwasher, because he had his plumber do it. His plumber didn't know anything about dishwashers, and I believe he unscrewed parts of the dishwasher, and that's why it was leaking. So all of this is going to be a pain in my ass eventually. I know I'm going to have to go back over there. I just don't know when. And this is like a 2-hour ride for me. This is in between Houston and Austin, Texas, in between Houston and San Antonio. It's a 2-hour ride for me. This is actually closer to those two cities, Austin and San Antonio, than it is to Houston. But because Houston is the biggest city that's closest there, everybody ends up going out there and doing the work. They prefer for a technician to come out from Houston than they do from Austin or San Antonio. It is awful, actually. It is awful that these customers do that and make that freaking demand. Fun fact, when I first moved to Houston, that was what I was given. I was given a lot of this far out this far out town. So much so, I was able to find this in gravel roads, back roads, off the highway, with no map, no GPS, and no phone, because I still haven't gotten my phone yet. Let me see if this is a video. No, this is not a video. So this is what I had to send on over to Jackson. Let me take this sound off. Sent this over to Jackson because you can see there the leaking. And fun fact, there it is leaking. There's a clean out plug right there. About 4 inches to the left is where the plumber installed the water. I'm pretty certain that the plumber unscrewed that thinking he was going to hook the water into there. But we'll see what Jackson decides to do. So here's the unit. I ran it. I said, man, ain't no water. I'm also under the belief that they wanted me to come out and do an instruction for the caretaker. And so they did this. Unscrewed that clean out plug a little bit so I would be forced to come out and then do the instruction. I always take these pictures to prove that, hey, this was like this when I got here. And I will keep this picture. I'll probably keep this picture for the next good 3 years. Warranty is only good for like a year. But I'll keep this for like the next 3 years. Especially, I think there were some gouges in the floor. That's why. And this was from April 4th. So I take these videos and these pictures to show that the thing was coming up the temp, the whole nine, all that fun stuff. And to show that the damn thing wasn't leaking when I was there. So you can see my chemical on the side. There it is, steam coming out after the rinse. There was an error, and that's because I forgot what the hell those guys did. They did something. And I had to go ahead and straighten it out. This whole thing was a cluster. Going out there, you would think that there's no traffic in Houston or the surrounding areas, but this is just how much traffic there is on the damn highway, on a 2-lane highway. They were moving some heavy machinery. So I also take pictures like this to show the dealers and stuff like, hey man, I was on my way, but it took me 3 hours to get there. Look at this. It was 12:17 and I didn't move that much further, and it was 12:48. So I was in some heavy traffic out there. They brought me out there on a Friday out to no man's land. For no reason. All right, so those are pictures. This is more dishwasher stuff. This is for CMA. These are the inserts inside the fill valve. There it is, another CMA. This thing had been overflowing for 2 years before they thought to mention to me, hey, could you take a look at this thing? The floors are buckled. Once again, I take pictures because there were scratches and things like that before I even moved it out. So all of this, you pick up all these kind of jobs. The caretaker for the facility didn't think anything of the orange light that said clean me, nor did he think anything of the damn mold that was in there. And I showed you guys that before. There was a Starbucks. So here, these machines are in all type of cafe situations. All right, so we're back to the McDonald's, and there's the Carpigiani. How many people put in the chat? How many people are going to attend the Carpigiani class this year? Put in the chat if you're going to attend the class or if you're thinking about if you're thinking about going. Let me know if you're thinking about going. But definitely let me know if it's on your to-do list for this year. Oh, I got this one too. Oh no, this one canceled. That was canceled. That's a Cooler Depot. So I took a couple of jobs because I want to see. Oh yeah, that's at the Army. That's at the Air Force Base. I gotta go there. Scotsman. I gotta go do that stupid Scotsman. Oh, this is the exact same place. This was April 1st. So I was showing it there was no leaking and everything was all set and ready to rock and roll. No water on the floor. All of that good stuff. Okay, we got a good 12 people. This is BKI, the combi oven I was just telling you guys about that is part of Middleby. So that's why they're a major corporation. Once again, I do combis. It's not a major part of my business, but I do service combis. I can rebuild them, from scratch, the whole nine. I am not a walk-in guy. I can take care of drains. I can change evaporator fan motors. I can change thermostats out, all that kind of stuff. Contactors, but I am not the best when it comes to walk-ins. But yeah, you how dare you? How dare you challenge me on combis? So no, I do combis. I am not the walk-in guy. I'm definitely not by any stretch of the means in the imagination am I a walk-in service tech. A little bit here and there, but yeah, as far as walk-ins, no, it's not. That one is not me. But yeah, this is all redoing ignition on combi units, testing them, and you do need the access codes. Samuel Kabira, what is your favorite hot side appliance to work on? Favorite hot side? What the hell is my favorite hot side to work on? I guess it can be griddles. I guess it is griddles. Most guys hairs are gonna stand up on the back of their neck, but like I don't have a problem going back to Middleby. Let me and Five Guys, right? Going back to Middleby and Five Guys. I don't mind. I don't mind the Magic Kitchen griddle. I don't mind it at all. What I got an issue with it, like I don't like the Vulcan. I do not like the Hobart griddle, the Vulcan. I do not like that one at all. I do not like that one. That one I don't care for. Oh, hold on a second. So let me go back and share this. Let me remove that. And let's share it so I can show you guys a little bit. Magic Kitchen. So Magic Kitchen has some little quirks to it that I don't mind. I don't mind taking care of, actually. Their digital control, sort of like if you guys know on the residential side how they've taken analog controls and they made them digital, where you have a probe to them. This is the same as those LG controllers, like the ones that Blue Star has on their hot side stuff and whatnot. So here's their griddle. So I don't mind this. Now, the one, like I said, the one that I hate is the Hobart version. Damn it, I forgot what the hell their name is. Vulcan. Their setup is not convenient to work on. When you got to do, they have these modules and the valves for each one of the burners, and it makes it extremely difficult to get to them. But that actually is not bad. So you have some Five Guys. Five Guys tried to go the Vulcan route, but when they go Vulcan, they have to deal with Hobart. When they go Magic Kitchen, they got to deal with a Safesa member. It's typically going to be like one Safesa member in their market. So here's the competing one. But under Imperial, I love griddles. Imperial, oh man, I did a startup on griddles with that same customer that had the glass cinder bar and everything like that. So at that location, they had Rationale, they had the Hobart Centerline upright dishwasher, they had the ice machine was a Isomatic, my Elevation series that I love so much. And then they had a range, 36-inch range. Then they had the griddle. That was it. Both of the range was a US, the griddle was a US range, but the fryers were Dean. But yeah, I mean griddles. I like griddles. I like pasta cookers, griddles, pasta cookers. Matter of fact, one of my customers just opted for a new one, and this is going to be from the same Middleby. So I really don't mind pasta cookers either. So this is a very common and popular brand for my clientele. Is this particular pasta cooker? So I really don't mind Annette's pasta cookers. I really don't mind griddles. Deep fryers can be a little much. Deep fryers get to be quite involved. But these are on the hot side. These are some of the ones that I really don't mind working with. I got these suckers dialed in to a science. I can pretty much rig them up and get people up and running for at least a couple days before my little quick fix runs out on them. And then by that time, I'm back with a new $500-600 controller and all that kind of stuff. The prices and the configuration are the prices and the configuration are what I love about it, because customers just can't access this kind of thing. All right, so a pasta cooker only water boils at, well, you get steam at 212 degrees. So you're not going to get over 212. I believe these suckers are typically like what, 185, but you just have a potentiometer. It goes from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, something like that, and so they can control that. You bring in fresh water, and that prevents the starch from causing the suckers from boiling over. But a deep fryer goes all the way up to 400. The high limit trips at like 425 or something like that. Let me tell you real quick. Let's see. All right, high limit on deep fryer. And we'll go with the nets, since we're sticking with the same theme. And that's it. Oh, I love it. 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 All right. The Annette's. Here's the high limit. Now, these are all going to look the same, whether it's on a pasta cooker or a deep fryer. But the difference is in the setting. The difference is in the factory setting. You can't change what they trip, what sets them off. Hold on one second. I think it's hold on. Fryer high limit. And it's specified right there on the unit. It's specified right there on when you get the high limit, it's going to tell you what sets it off. So this is an All Points brand. This is resettable. As you can see here, there's the orange button. It's resettable. It is 450 degrees. That is what triggers this high limit. It's 50-50 with the reset on the high limit, because the customers will keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it instead of calling you. The people that use the fryer will just keep hitting that reset until the damn thing fails. And then they have no fryer. So as you can see, it's pretty much 450 degrees on that high limit. And let's see here, what the pasta cooker. I should have did it. From this. So no two service companies are going to deal with the same mix of equipment, right? So in my market, I'm dealing with a lot of Asian customers. So what the hell is this? Let's see what this is. Oh, Heston commercial high limit pasta cooker. All right, well, fine, we'll go with that one. So my clients, unless you're dealing with a lot of Italian restaurants or a lot of Asian restaurants, so Asians cook noodles. So this is a pasta cooker, not an Italian pasta cooker, just a pasta cooker. So they get to put their soba noodles in there. They get to put their ramen noodles in there. They get to put their noodles in there. Rice noodles, regular flour noodles, rice flour. They put their noodles in there, and then they'll cook them, and then they have the individual pot holders for the servings. Oh, come on. What the hell is the high limit set to? I want to say it's 212. Setting for pasta cooker. For a pasta cooker high limit. So yeah, it's the difference is the two different settings in temperatures. And you're not going to add water to a deep fryer. Pasta cooker, because of the very nature of what it does, you need to add. You're gonna need to remove that starch. If you have all that starch in there, it's gonna bubble up and then spill over the sides. So pasta cookers have a runoff section in front, so it'll fill up the pasta cooker. And that water, as it comes boiling over and towards you, it's going to go down a drain that's in the front. So yeah, like they said, the Maximo Pitco cookers and pasta Annette's falls under this. So it's a maximum water temperature of 180. I want to say that the high limit goes off at 200 degrees or something like that, 210. But it says it right there on the actual unit. So when you go ahead and get your replacement, you could just verify it right there with that. All right. Kibiru, any other questions? Like I said, this is going to be a short one. I think the game already started for you guys? Because I'm not going to watch it. That's not my thing. I'm not going to be watching it. Let me see here. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. Basketball game tonight. What channel is the game on for Final Four? Blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be on CBS. Yeah, so 7:50. Okay, so the game practically already started. Like I said, so I'm very well aware it's not going to be very many people watching tonight. Let me see here. What else? Oh, I wanted to show you this one. How many people in here still have a Bob Evans in their market? Let me see you in the chat. How many people still have a Bob Evans in your market? So I know I'm not going to get much interaction from you guys tonight. Some people are going to have this on. They're going to have the game on. What is it? Bob Evans. Show you the Bob Evans deep fryer. Creator's fryer. Forget it. Let me just go to Creator's fryer. Creator's deep fryer. And it's not Creator's, it's Crest. Damn, it is. I can never say the name of this damn company right or think of it before I even get to it. It is. We have so okay, you got some in Maryland. So here you go. So if you go by your local Bob Evans, let's see what we got. Let's Keating's. It's Keating's. That's what it is. Keating's of Chicago. So Keating's. Chicago Bob Evans. So this will give you some information on Bob Evans in your area. So here's all the information you need if you're going to work on Bob Evans. Who the hell is BB? If you're going to work on the Bob Evans deep fryer, if they are using, I'll go with that. If they are using Keating's, this is what you're looking at. And so this is how you adjust the thermostat. Damn, it almost looks like a pasta cooker. But this is for their gas fryer. Yo, contractor, what's up, man? I saw your show the other day. And thanks for shouting me out and putting my information at the bottom of the screen. Appreciate you, brother. And same thing, you can put the link onto your show down at the bottom. So check out the contractor. He's got a nice show. And if you guys that are former military, all that kind of stuff, he talks about times from when he was a contractor overseas, and now he's in the what would we say, like rehab game, and he's in the appliances too. So I know you, brother. Did you make it to Louisiana yet? So I saw in your video you were mentioning, you didn't say like the other city, but I know we had talked and you said you were going to come closer my way, about 4 or 5 hours away. So let a brother know if you're in the area. All right, so this is Bob Evans. They give you all. They also have videos. Let's see here. Not only do they have gas, but they got the electric. Hold on, I'm gonna give you the electric. I'm gonna give you the videos real soon. But here is, they covered basics, everything you need to know to work on their fryers. But they include this kind of stuff in case they have in-house technicians for some of these locations. So there's your beloved schematics that you guys all, oh man, where's the schematic? They got the schematics. Let me see here. Now this is a common one. Damn, I just had the videos. Delayed ignition. They tell you what causes this. Failed rectification, like if it's not sensing the flame. When these suckers bend, they show you what it's supposed to be. Just like in a car, you have a certain gap tolerance. So that allows for the arc to be a certain size. If the arc is too small, it's not going to ignite the gas. If the arc is too large, it might not ignite the gas. All that fun stuff. Your arc isn't going to be consistently where they want it to be. The arc could fall elsewhere, and meanwhile, it completely misses that stream of gas that's flowing out from the pilot. So they tell you everything that you need. This is all the stuff in case you're coming up against a Keating's. And I had the damn video. They have videos. Let me get out of this, because I know they have videos, man. I was just watching the videos before I showed you guys. Gas valve replacement. Okay. 24. This isn't a video, though. Oh, what the hell? Where did all my videos go? This is going to be pretty... You can use this information across the board. So if it is a 24-volt unit, it's still going to be hooked up to it's still going to be plugged into the wall. So that's going to be your first indicator that this thing has an ignition system that's run off of 24 volts, is that it has a freaking power plug. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find a damn video. They have... Oh, it's under videos. That's why. Service instruction. I have to go back to videos. And what the hell? You have a pasta cooker. Oh, this is just a basic. What the hell? Trust me on this. They have freaking videos. This stuff looks quite antiquated because, like I said before, man, these guys, once they create something, they crank it out for 30, 40 years before they even have to make one single change. So more than likely, the changes that they made from the original to what they're using now is they had to get rid of all the mercury switches, and then they went with what we're used to now. And now the government is making them change from these dials. They said, hey, all of these analog controls that you got are inefficient. We want you all to have computerized control systems. And so this is going to be, in my lifetime, this is going to be like a third change that these guys are going to make. Okay, and these are, yeah, 480. They go up to 480 on some of these. So that's why you have to check the voltage. If they're not working properly, it could be that they're just not receiving the right amount of, that they're not receiving the right amount of power. Okay, so this has already been, so this is updated. They're using these controllers, dual thermostatic control panel. They opt to go with electronic dials, mainly because they already have the freaking holes punched in there. If they get rid of the holes, then they have to get rid of the machine that punches the holes in there, and is two, because one has to punch the hole for the screw, the other has to punch the hole for the dial to come through. Excuse me. Because they could have just went with the controller where you just punch in what you want your settings to be. But they decided to go away from that. They still are allowed to do the switches. We'll see how much longer that lasts. But yeah, all those controls used to be old Mercury switches before. But yeah, they tell you how many pounds of spaghetti, blah blah blah, uh, all this kind of stuff. So all those restaurants that serve any type of pasta, whether it's Italian, Greek, or you have Asian restaurants that are serving, whether it be Malaysian, Chinese, Japanese, with their soba noodles, that kind of stuff. So yeah, here's another company that does pasta cookers. And this is mainly because it gives you the consistency. You don't have to worry about the boil over. See, so here's your Mediterranean food right here. So with a pasta cooker, you don't have to worry about the boil over because you have fresh water coming in, and that is running off the starch. You have the same ready temp water to cook the pasta noodles in. There's the shells. So you don't have to worry about dropping an order of noodles into a regular pot and in the pot cooling off. So this is designed so that it will turn on from the low flame, it will turn on the high flame and help the unit to deliver the consistent boiling water. So they don't have to, they can fill this thing full of pasta all at one time and they don't have to worry about losing temperature. It'll just kick on the high valve and it will recover and maintain. And like I said, here is the faucet that goes on top that and there's the overflow. There's the overflow in the front. But if you're not going to service Italian restaurants, if you're not going to service Asian restaurants, then you might not ever see one of these. But this is for places that are high volume with pasta. And now I'm giving you the reason why you would see one, and that is for the even consistency. They don't have to worry about recovery time, and then they don't have to worry about boil over due to excess starch because they're constantly filling with fresh water. Damn, I want to show you. And then there's Keating's griddles. I have yet to work on a Keating griddle. Kind of interested to see, since Keating has been around for a long time. They really, it's really going to be old school. I don't know if anybody here has ever worked on Keating. Fun fact: some Olive Garden do use Olive Garden and Red Lobster. It depends on the location. Some will use pasta cookers and some will not. You might see at least one in Olive Garden, Red Lobster. You'll see the pasta cooker. I have never been called out to Olive Garden or Red Lobster on the pasta cookers though. Let me see. Pasta cooker. Let's see here. Olive Garden pasta cooker. All right. OEM. Let's see what's coming up. So they're using, all right, so Olive Garden is using Pitco. The Annette's. So they're using the Annette's pasta cooker. So Pitco pasta cooker. I was wondering, this is, let me see how old this is, 2013. So we used to talk on these different chat sites, as you see, many, many years ago. Olive Garden pasta cooker. So Annette's is the one that actually makes the thing. It's less than a year old, blah, blah, blah. Has a rinse station, blah, blah, in between two gas cookers. Drain valve leaks. All right. Dumps water through a common T-style manifold. Why does this thing fail in less than 1 year? Oh, what a retard. I'm going to replace it. The nut that tightens the blue lever gets loose, and even when I tighten it down and visually close the ball valve, the stupid thing still leaks. And long story short, the damn thing leaks because of scale. And the customers are just rough with it. I don't really have too much of that with the Annette's. Matter of fact, I've never had that on any of my Annette's. So let me show you this. So this is going to be interchangeable. The Pitco pasta cooker and the Annette's, it's one and the same. So here it is. So there is the Pitco pasta cooker. I actually have a number of what's called Friday night specials that NorCal Dave likes to say. So I will put on an iffy controller. I'll put on an iffy potentiometer. I'll put on a iffy dual valve, high low voltage burner valve. If I have, if I got a customer whose unit is down and I need to go ahead and get them one, I'll go ahead and do that and then order them the right one. Only if it's a good customer. Because if they're not a regular customer, a good customer, I'm not even going to do that. I'll just take their money and then order them one, leave them down and let them wait on one. Because if it's not your regular customer, these people will have a tendency to not want to finish payment because they figure their unit's already working, and you're trying to explain to them, hey, look, that's my part on there. You have paid for it. So yours is coming. But yeah, you're not going to see, you're only going to see one of these at like an Olive Garden or Red Lobster. You're not going to see like two or three as you would at an Asian restaurant or a straight up just Italian restaurant. Anybody know Carrabba's has a pasta cooker? Let's see what they got. So it looks like they're using the South Bend. Looks like Carrabba's is using the South Bend. However long Carrabba's holds out. Carrabba's, I can't see it. Pasta cooker for sale used. I mean, fun fact, there's only a few brands of pasta cookers out there on the market. Annette's in Pitco is top on that list. Imperial makes one. Let's see here. Imperial range pasta cooker. So here are the ones for Imperial range. It's about $8,000. Let me see what So I've never seen one from American, but anything is possible. An American Range has a new owner. It is owned by Hatco. No longer owned by that Lebanese gentleman. And there's my favorite. There's the griddle. No longer owned by that Lebanese gentleman. I just had a freaking Lebanese restaurant I had to go to today. Later on this evening, I'm going to order their controller for them. They have a Evco controller that is not playing well with others. We'll just put it like that. Now, let me see here. Once I find, it's funny, they'll often put fryers and pasta cookers under the same category. They'll normally put them, they have a tendency to put them together. All right, pasta cookers. So let's see who the hell. So you got their Annette's, Pitco, Frymaster makes a pasta cooker. Imperial makes a pasta cooker. Hold on. Frymaster. Who the hell made that? Who the hell had that pasta cooker? There's the Frymaster gas pasta cooker for sale. You can't see that. So there's a Frymaster used one for sale. Okay, and there's our electric. Okay, so they do have them in electric or gas. This is right from the Frymaster website. So here's the tech. And actually, I think I had this printed out. I only had one customer. How many pages is this? 28. I only had one customer with a Frymaster pasta cooker. The rest overwhelmingly were Imperial and Annette's. But yeah, there's all the information you need. Once again, they have the overflow, so their overflow is a little different, and they have their low water sensor, which will turn the fryer off, and turn the pasta cooker off because they don't want to boil that sucker out. There's your temp probe. That's actually a nice placement because most people break their probes. That's one of the most common things that these people do is they break these freaking probes. So without the probe, the damn unit ain't gonna work. All right, so we covered a couple of things I did over the week. A few things here and there. The stocks, dividends. It is a buying opportunity right now with the tariffs. So you got to look at it. If you want to get in, now's your time to buy stuff that is on the discount. You want to buy on the dip, and this is the damn dip. Oh, shoot. I just got rid of my damn Synesso video. This is the dip. All right, and I am going to, let me go back to Synesso. I'm going to end on this training video for Synesso. And then show you guys the training video. I haven't had a chance to update my training video. So this training video is going to help you with checking things like elements and whatnot. And with that, I will see you guys. Let's see here. What else? The training videos. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Oh, there's the damn videos. What the hell? We'll do with this. All right. And with that, I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Be relentless. That's it, I'm done. Be relentless. That's it, I'm done.
You damn skippy it was, bro, man. You got to go, man. Nah, follow this trail. You got to get up on out of here. Let's go, bro, man. You know, you got to roll with it, you know? Let's go.